An input device is a hardware device that sends data to a computer, allowing us to interact with and control it. There are any peripherals or piece of computer hardware equipment that use to provide data and control signals to an information processing system such as a computer. They convert data and instructions into electronic form for input into the computer. The examples of input devices are pointing devices such as a mouse and a touchscreen monitor, source data automation or optical character recognition such as barcode, magnetic ink character recognition, handwriting recognition, or pen-based input such as PDA, laptop mouse pointing, keyboard, scanner, sensor device, and voice input device or microphone. Keyboard is the most common and very popular input device which helps to input data to the computer. The layout of the keyboard is like that of traditional typewriters, although there are some additional keys provided for performing additional functions. So keyboard convert numbers, letters, and special characters that humans understand into electrical signals. Electrical signals from the keyboard are sent to and processed by the system unit. Most keyboards use an arrangement of keys given the name QWERTY, QWERTY. And there are a variety of keyboard designs such as traditional keyboard, which is a full-size, rigid, rectangular keyboards that include functions, navigational, and numeric keys. So for the traditional keyboard, it can have 84 keys, 101 keys, 102 keys, 104 keys, or 108 keys. For notebook keyboards, they typically have fewer keys, do not include a numeric keypad, and do not have a standard location for the function and navigation keys. Virtual keyboards displays an image of a keyboard on a touchscreen which function as the actual input device. Virtual keyboards are common on tablet computers and mobile devices. And thumb keyboards, which is widely used on smartphones and other small portable devices. Mouse is the most popular pointing device. A mouse controls a pointer that is displayed on the monitor. It can have one, two, or more buttons which are used to select command options and to control the mouse pointer on the monitor. There are a variety of mouse design, such as optical mouse has no moving parts and is currently the most widely used. It emits and senses light to detect mouse movement. Cordless or wireless mouse uses radio wave or infrared light wave to communicate with the system unit. The other devices that similar to mice are trackballs that controls the pointer by rotating a ball with your thumbs. Touchpads that controls the pointer by moving and tapping your finger on the surface of a pad. And pointing sticks, usually located in the middle of the keyboard, that control the pointer by directing the stick with one finger. A touchscreen is a display device that allows the user to interact with a computer using their finger or stylus. The stylus is a pen-like device. They are useful alternative to a mouse or keyboard for navigating a graphical user interface. Touchscreens are used on a variety of devices such as a computer and laptop displays, smartphones, tablets, cash registers or ATM, and information kiosks. So a touchscreen is the assembly of both an input and output device. The touch panel is normally layered on the top of an electronic visual display of an information processing system. It allows users to select actions or commands by touching the screen with a finger or pen-like device. On the other hand, multi-touch screen is touching with more than one finger. Allow for interaction such as rotating graphical objects with the hand and zooming in and out by pinching and stretching the fingers. So touchscreen commonly used with tablets and smartphone as well as some notebook computers and desktop monitors. An output device is any piece of computer hardware equipment or the electronic parts of the computer that show the results of data processed in a computer. Output devices are any piece of computer hardware equipment used to communicate the results of data processing carried out by an information processing system such as computer to the outside world. They convert electronic data produced by the computer system and display them into a form that people can understand. The examples of the output devices are video display terminal or commonly known as monitors, printers, plotters, speakers, headphones, and earphones. A monitor is sometimes referred to as a screen, display, video display terminal, video display unit, or video screen. Monitor is an output device that displays information in pictorial form. A monitor usually comprises the visual display, circuitry, casing, and power supply. It is used to display images, text, video, and graphics information generated by connected computers via a computer's video card. It interprets and displays the graphical output signal from the computer's graphic card and display it on the screen. This enables us to view the display interface in order to interact with the computer using various peripherals like a mouse or a keyboard. So monitors are similar to television but usually display information at a much higher resolution. So the first computer monitor was introduced on 1st March in 1973, which was part of the Xerox Alto computer system. So older monitors were built by using a fluorescent screen and cathode ray tube (CRT), just like an old television set, which made them heavy and large in size and thus causing them to cover more space on the desk. Nowadays, all monitors are made up by using flat panel display technology that use TFT LCD, thin film transistor liquid crystal display, or plasma display panel, which is a pixel that rely on gas in the cell or plasma, commonly backlit with LEDs or light emitting diode. So these modern monitors take less space on the desk as compared to older CRT displays. A printer is an external hardware. Sorry, a printer is an external hardware output device or a peripheral that takes the electronic data stored on a computer or other device and generates a hard copy, which is the typical version of an electronic document or a permanent readable text or graphics. A printer can be connected directly to the computer or directly via a network. It accepts text and graphic output from a computer and transfer the information to physical print media such as paper, transparency, film, canvas, cloth, and etc. So printers vary in size, speed, sophistication and cost. In general, more expensive printers are used for more frequent printing or high-resolution color printing. Printers are one of the most common output devices that can be classified into two categories, which are 2D printers and 3D printers. The 2D printers are used to print text and graphics on a paper or other medium, and 3D printers are used to create three-dimensional physical objects. Although there are different types of printers nowadays, two types of printers are commonly used, which are inkjet and laser printers. And here are the list of all the various types of printers. For example, like dot matrix printers, this is the old one. Inkjet printer, laser printers, bubble jet printers, 3D printers, multi-function or all-in-one printers that include the fax sometimes, okay, scanner sometimes, okay, thermal printer and plotter. Communication is a process of transferring information from one entity to another. So a communication device is a hardware device that is capable of transmitting data, instruction and information between a sending device and a receiving device. It provides connections between the computer and communication networks. The example of communication devices are network interface card, modem, digital camera, headphone or telephony for conferencing, radio and television. Network interface card is also called local area network adapter. It is used to connect a device to a network. It also used for the management of instructions, the transmission of data, and information to and from the computer with network interface card. While modem, which stand for modulator demodulator. So a modem is a device that switches digital signal into analog and analog signal into digital. Modem forwards and accepts data from one computer to another using telephone line. So it is necessary that both the sending and receiving computer must hold modems. So these communication devices will be discussed in detail in other chapter. A computer is a machine composed of hardware and software components. A computer receives data through an input device based on the instruction it is given, and after it processes the data, it sends it back through an output device. So how does this come together to make the computer work? Information travels between components of the computer through group of wires called internal buses. So a bus is a communication link used in a computer system to send the data, address, control signals, and the power to various components inside a computer system or between computers. So in simple words, the computer buses are electrical wires which connect the various hardware components in computer system. A bus is a common pathway through which information flows from one computer component to another. This pathway is used for communication purposes and it is established between two or more computer components. So the computer bus carries the data, control signals, memory address, and the power supply to these components. So the computer system make use of different types of buses such as data bus, address bus, and control bus. The buses transfer or send data either in the serial or parallel method of data transfer. So this allows for the exchange of 1 byte, 2 bytes, 4 bytes, or 8 bytes of data at a time. A byte is a group of 8 bits, and the byte is a unit of digital information used to measure data for storage or bandwidth. If a 4-bit bit is a denary, bit is a binary digit. Okay, 4-bit is equivalent to 1 nibble. 8-bit is equal to 1 byte. 1 kilobyte is equal to 1000 byte. Okay, this is kilobyte in small letter k. Okay, which is equal to 8000 bit. However, 1 kilobyte with the capital letter K, or easy to say, is kibibyte. Okay, which is 1024 bytes. Kilo usually means 1000. Okay, so but in this digital information, kilobytes, okay, is equal to 2 to the power of 10, which is 1024 bytes. Okay, so there are other terms to measure data in the form of megabytes, gigabytes, terabyte, petabyte. Okay, and to measure data transfer speed is a megabit. 1 megabit per second is equivalent to 1,048,576 bit per second. So bus are classified depending on how many bits they can move at the same time, which means that we have 8-bit, 16-bit, 32-bit, or even 64-bit buses. So the buses typically have 32 or 64 wires or data path. A bus with 32 wires is called a 32-bit bus because it can transmit 32 bits of information. So the computers have two major types of buses. System bus. So this bus connects the CPU to the main memory on the motherboard. The system bus is also called the front side bus, memory bus, local bus, or host bus. So this bus is the bridge between the processor and the random access memory. So another type of bus is I/O buses, input-output device, which connect various peripheral devices to the CPU. These devices connect to the system bus via a bridge implemented in the processor's chipset. Other names for the I/O bus include expansion bus, external bus, or host bus. Okay, the example of the expansion bus types include ISA, industry standard architecture that use 8 bits or 16-bit bus. Extended industry standard architecture 32-bit. Microchannel architecture 16 or 32-bit. PCI, peripheral components interconnect, which use 32-bit. PCMCIA or Personal Computer Memory Card Industry Association. SCSI, Small Computer System Interface. USB, Universal Serial Bus. IEEE 13994, commonly known as FireWire. So let's take a look on video about what is a computer bus and computer bus types.
Welcome to LearnComputerScienceOnline.com, and in this video, we are going to discuss what is a computer bus. A computer system is a digital electronic device that can be programmed to perform various operations as per the user requirements. The computer system consists of both hardware components and software components. These hardware components can be connected either internally or externally to the computer system. A computer system consists of number of hardware components. Some components are internal to the system. These internal components are mounted inside the computer casing. The internal hardware components include central processing unit CPU, main memory RAM, hard disk, graphics card, and computer motherboard. When we switch on our computer, these components communicate with each other in terms of sharing the data, signals, program instructions, power, and other information necessary for system to function. The computer system hardware components consist of both electronic components and as well as some mechanical components. All these hardware components are connected to the system with a network of wires that runs across the computer system. The computer hardware components are physically interconnected and communicate with each other through the network of wires that runs across the computer system. In computer architecture, the network of electrical wires that connects the various hardware components are referred as computer buses. The computer buses are an essential component of every computer system. The computer system performance depends upon the size and the speed of the computer buses. In other words, the computer buses are electrical wires used to interconnect various electronic components within the computer system. Each computer bus internally might consist of a group of wires tied together. The number of wires present in a bus could be 8 wires, 16 wires, 32 wires, or 64 wires. The size of a bus is measured in terms of its bus width, which indicates number of wires present in a bus. The computer bus with 64 wires is called a 64-bit bus. The computer system makes use of different sizes of buses depending upon the system architecture. This network of different types buses used in the computer is called a bus system. The bus width is an important performance parameter because it determines how much data, in terms of bits, can be transmitted at one time. The larger system bus width, more data will be transferred, which significantly improves the microprocessor performance. Let us now consider one example. A 64-bit computer bus has 64 parallel cables, and therefore, it can transmit 64 bits of data at a time. Let us now summarize the computer bus's electrical wire connection used in a computer system, which allows communication between the various hardware components. The computer system makes use of different sizes of buses. The computer buses used in the computer system can be in the form of electrical wires, different types cables used in different sizes, and the buses present on the motherboard. The computer motherboard has an intricate network of different buses present on the rear side of the motherboard printed circuit board. That brings to the end of this tutorial on what is a computer bus. Please visit our
Okay, that's the end of the video about the computer bus.